Hi, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to ChaiBeauty, where I get to share my thoughts, my dreams, my aspirations, my visions for the future. And guess what? You get to be along for this journey because we are in this together. In this chapter, we're going to talk about people that are avoidant. Like they just say no to even the good. And if I'm very honest with you, out of all the ones, this is me. And it's because of a lot of things. Like you hear the message of if you want it done right, do it yourself. Or even the message on if you can't, then just don't do it and don't make people upset. And so, like, I very much don't like conflict. And I had to realize in life there is going to be conflict. We are just so different and we can't control other people. And so, in the story, it just tells us about all these people that basically a lady Gabe had a group and then everybody was sharing, and then when it was her turn she did it. And I have done that many of times. Again, another one was in college, where I just didn't feel comfortable and I didn't feel welcome there, and I felt like my issues just weren't that important. But I've learned, and especially like 2022 to now, 2022 to now, that it was like I need people. I never know what's going to happen in life that will require me to ask people for help. And if I haven't built that relationship of asking for small things, that when big things happen, there are people that God put in your life that are going to help you. But why make it hard on them? Why make it where they don't know where they stand with you? And so I'm very grateful that I got that opportunity early in life to understand that, like, you not sharing with people is not hurting them. It's only hurting you, because sometimes you have to go to people and tell them like what's wrong with you or like something you're dealing with, so that they can pray for you and they can understand that this is something you struggle with, so let's work on this together. Or even if you can't work on it together, it sometimes just lowers the burden of you trying to figure it out. So I have to ask you guys, like, where has there been a time in your life where you were supposed to share your life with somebody, but you chose to just avoid them and hold on to that burden and figure it out on your own? And it's okay, because we're going to get better. And so in that chapter, it goes, God designed our personal boundaries to have gates. He even allows us to have the freedom to let Him in or close Him off. When it comes to God, do you have boundary functions like walls or like fences with gates? And I had to really think about that. Because I think there's times where I did have a wall, and it's because going back to the original complaints, or just that fear of not being good enough, and that fear of like, where do I fit into this, or I'm gonna rock the boat, caused me to have a wall, because I'm like, well, if they are arguing about these things, or not even arguing, if they're like just having a good moment and I bring my stuff in there, I don't think they're gonna I don't even think they're gonna enjoy it, or they may not even handle it. And so I just shut myself off. And me having this wall I felt like all I had was myself, and I never got to see friendships or even family members in a different light and how they can show up for you. We always, I think in society, we always talk about like, oh, how they're no good and how they don't help you and how you have to do things on your own. But we never take a moment to just thank the people that have shown up for us, that have cared for us and loved on us. And even because they're so open, when you give them feedback to say, like, hey, you did this and it made me feel like this, they're open to that feedback and are willing to have a conversation and change, or even make a compromise or even apologize. And I think that's what we miss when we have that wall up. You miss the opportunity to to grow with others. You miss the opportunity to even give people a chance because you already have made up in your mind they're no good for me. They're not going to be able to help me the way that I need to be helped. But they also are not mind readers. Like, how dare you tell somebody that they can't do something for you when you haven't even given them a chance? And so that's how I had to think about the wall. It's like, I'm not even giving people a chance. I have already said they have failed. And it's just, it's not the best way to live life. So I then thought, and I was like, okay, let's think about the fence. Okay, if I'm a fence with a gate, I have to let the good in, the bad in. But I'm still learning that. So you also still have to understand that with life, you're going to have pain, but it's worth it because you'd rather love than never to love at all. Is the same. Um, and so you have to remember that when you are like the gate, the fence with the gate, you will be surprised of how many people love you and care about you that were just waiting for an opportunity to show up for you. And I just want to encourage you to take a moment and understand, yes, it is easy to avoid. I can tell you it's very easy to avoid. But what are you missing out on? What are you not able to see in someone else? Or not even, they're not even able to talk to you and help you get to that next level in life that you want because they're afraid of like how you're going to respond, or they feel like if you haven't shared now, you're never going to share. And so what's the point of even talking? Because you're just going to do what you want to do. In reality, you're waiting on them and they're waiting on you. And we never have a moment of connection. We never have a moment of just truly saying all the things that we have done to somebody, or even the things we're working on to somebody. And you're probably like, Chai, what does that mean? Well, I can talk about, I think in 2022 maybe, I can't remember it. I think it was 2 years ago. I was listening to, I think Mike Todd, and he was doing like the cake series where he was like confessed to somebody. And I confessed to, I wrote a text message and I told all these people, these are the things I'm working on. Consistency, showing up, like having difficult conversation with people instead of like just like being like, oh, I'm busy and I'm not busy. Basically, you're lying. And when I did that, I let it, like I told them, and then I let it go. And honestly, like I think God just like let me like forget about it, because I told them about it, and then literally a couple of months ago, I thought about like something. I had slipped with the line. So somebody was like, hey, can you come and do this for me? And I was like, I can't. And I said, oh, Lord, forgive me, like very quickly. Because I really didn't have anything to do. And I ended up doing that thing for that person anyway, because I was just like, Chai, you're just being lazy. So I ended up doing that thing for that person. But also that moment God reminded me of that text message that I sent to these people and was like, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. And I was like, dang, I haven't did this in a long time, because I was able to have conversations with people. I was able to like not avoid and also share my struggles. And as life continued to life, I've had a lot more struggles, and it's so much easier to be like, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. And also because I've said things to people and maybe they didn't give me the response that I needed, I knew that wasn't a person I should go to. So then I had to ask God for like a new community of people, and then He gave it to me. And so now when I'm having those issues, I'm able to talk to those people, and they're able to encourage me in that season to be like, yes, you can do this. Because even with the podcast, like I've done two seasons already, and it was like after I think I read somewhere like after 3 episodes people usually give up, and honestly I was giving up because the boundaries is very long, and it's a reflection of yourself because you really have to talk to yourself. And when it was time for me to do season 2 again, and like also I was like, I did this in 2020, it's now in 2024, like are people still gonna listen to it? And they were like, yeah, go do it. Like the people that God had in alignment with me, they were like, don't quit. Like if you still feel like God has led you to this, if you still feel like this is something that you want to do, continue to do it. Like we're not gonna stop you. We love you, we care for you, and we want you to do the best. So again, with my story and with your avoidance, I encourage you to find someone in your life that has your best interest and you know that, and confess to them today. And I'd be like, hey, this is what I'm struggling with, or these are the things I've been thinking about. What is your opinion? And I can guarantee you that and I pray for you that you find someone that will just encourage you, love on you, and say, I can't wait for you to do it. Because we're all creative. We all are meant to do stuff with our hands. We all are meant to mind our business. And we're even all meant to just love on each other. So I want that for you. And I want that for our community. And the best way that can happen is if you take the time to meet others, care for yourself, and find out why you do what you do. Why are you avoiding people? Why are you saying yes to the bad? Why are you saying no to the good? Why can't you share what you're going through? Because I can promise you aren't the first to have to go through this, and you won't be the last. So just take that time and just reflect. Hello, my friend. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this pod. Also, the past pods and all the ones you anticipate in the future. I've loved your comments and your reviews on Spotify. And as we continue to grow, I continue to think of other ideas. So currently, I'm investing in my website. So visit www.ChaiBeauty.org. There's no space. And you can see how I'm extending our community together because we are a family. So thank you.